Here we go. Boop, bop, beep. And with that, a campaign to fire Gina Carano from The Mandalorian began. There is a trend for people stating their gender identity and preferred pronoun as part of their Twitter bio, declaring he/him or she/her or they/them, whatever they want to identify as, okay? Or whichever combination they feel is most applicable to them. If you're familiar with the practice, its intent is to normalize such statements. So when trans, non-binary, intersex, and gender fluid people feel comfortable revealing themselves to be so, stating how they would like to be referred to can be seen as something standard and not apparent or confusing. So Gina Carano, she's one of the star female cast heroes in The Mandalorian, is now getting canceled or has been getting canceled by these radical leftists in Lucasfilms and Twitter. Gina Carano, however, has instead added boop, bop, and beep. She's totally trolling, the gender pronoun thing. I'm just reporting this, YouTube, okay? I'm just reporting this. However, she has instead added boop, bop, beep as like her pronouns, right? They put they there or he, she, or he, or whatever. So Gina Carano decided to put beep, bop, boop after her name on Twitter, which has been seen as mocking the practice and has resulted in people calling for her to be fired. Although for a robot, boop, bop, beep may work pretty well. I mean, it sounds like R2-D2 and BB-8, if you ask me. I guess are we going to start discriminating against robots, fictional robots? I mean, hey, come on. What does BB-8 identify as? That's the real question. Are we going to hold a campaign and cancel a bunch of people at Lucasfilms because we didn't get BB-8's gender right? Let me show you guys. Here are a couple tweets right here. People were triggered. I can't say this word because YouTube, right? So bleep Star Wars posts tweeted, so Gina Carano spoke to Pedro Pascal, who explained pronouns and why people have them in their names, and Gina decided to mock that. She is really trash. So much for women empowerment, right? As long as it's a woman that agrees with your politics, she gets a pass. But if she doesn't, she's trash. So there's her Twitter right here. Let me get this picture up. Gina Carano, she put boop /bop /beep. She's trolling, okay? She's trolling. I mean, we don't have free speech on Twitter, but I mean, we still have free speech in the real world, so she can kind of say whatever she wants. And here's what I guess this is what she tweeted as a reply. Yes, Pedro and I spoke and helped me understand why people were putting them in their bios. I didn't know before, but I do now. I won't be putting them in my bio, but good for all of you who choose to. I stand against bullying, especially the most vulnerable, and freedom to choose. So apparently she backtracked, but they were trying to cancel a female superstar that has been propped up by Disney and the radical left in Lucasfilms and Disney. And because she has a slight disagreement, let's pull out of this. Because she has a slight disagreement with their politics, she instantly, automatically gets canceled by the left. And she has to come out and put a statement saying that Pedro Pascal is the actor that plays the Mandalorian. He's a whole other story, okay? But it's interesting how these people, when they have the slightest disagreement or they have the slightest even mistake made when it comes to the language of the radical left, they instantly get canceled and called trash. And it doesn't matter if you're black. It doesn't matter if you're brown. It doesn't matter if you're a female. Kathleen Kennedy in Lucasfilms, female empowerment. Rey is a Mary Sue. She has no training from the Jedi. She has zero experience. But out of nowhere, Rey is like this superstar with the Force because she's the bestest ever, right? Women empowerment. You watch the sequel trilogies and it's just women crapping on males. Okay, we get it. But the second a female gets out of line in Star Wars or Disney, she gets the boot and she gets canceled. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you believe and if you're in line with those beliefs. And if you're not, you are out. Let's get this article back up. So there's this. It doesn't end here, you guys. This drama is literally insane. Here are some more tweets. People that were attacking Gina. Gina Carano can be openly hateful and transphobic, but John Boyega has to be afraid. John Boyega is the guy that plays. He's the black guy that plays Finn, the stormtrooper in all the sequel trilogies, right? And this person tweeted, Gina Carano can be openly hateful and transphobic, but John Boyega has to be afraid of being fired for going to a Black Lives Matter protest. What is wrong with this picture? Did he go to a protest or starts with an R? And by the way, we got to be careful with riot footage now, I guess, moving forward, because YouTube is going to demonetize anything we put up that has to do with those images. So moving forward, just so you guys know. So this brings us to this, okay? This is what I wanted to show you guys, all right? Recently, there has been some backlash against Krystina Arielle, host of the High Republic show, okay? Now, if you're a Star Wars fan, you've maybe heard of this, but I know a lot of Star Wars fans that didn't even know that the High Republic was even going to be a thing because it sucked that bad. It was terrible, okay? The trailer sucked. Some kind of show, some kind of book, some kind of novel, and it is absolutely terrible. And the context of what Star Wars is, it's just another radical left-leaning piece of artwork that has all kinds of propaganda in it, and it doesn't resemble anything Star Wars. The storytelling simply is just not good, and that's why people don't like it. They don't not like it because they're racists, or they don't not like it because they're white supremacists. They don't like it because it just sucks. Just deal with it. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with gender. They just don't like it, okay? So I'm going to take you guys to this next article if we can get this up. This is over at piratesandprincesses.net. Lucasfilm's uneven handling of racism leads to more calls to fire Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. Now, here's how this developed. Another day, another PR nightmare for Disney-owned Lucasfilms. Racism is front and center once again. Months after John Boyega attacked the company for sidelining Finn in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, and days after Darth Vader voice actor James Earl Jones was seemingly snubbed by the official Star Wars Twitter account on his 90th birthday. They didn't say happy birthday to him, so all of a sudden that means that they're racist. That's what happened. That literally happened, okay? Okay, Krystina Arielle was recently announced as the host of the High Republic show on the official Star Wars YouTube channel. Arielle, an actress who built up her social media following on the popular tabletop gaming series Critical Role, enthusiastically accepted the gig. That's her Twitter. This article has all her tweets compiled, and this is what I wanted to show you guys. But soon after her announcement, conservative-leaning pop culture news site Bounding Into Comics unearthed some angry tweets about white people that many fans found troubling. These are her tweets, okay, YouTube? These are her tweets. This is what the left does. They find past tweets that people have tweeted in the past, and they cancel the hell out of them. That's what the left does. But when it's done to the left, they automatically turn around and say, racist! So here are a few of her tweets. These are documented screenshots. Here's one. White people effing stop it. Your racism won't save you. Your ignorance is not an excuse. Apparently, this guy named Jeff Yang tweeted, so I had my first breathing while Asian moment, went out for groceries, and an older man asked an older masked white woman passing by the line shouted F you at me for no apparent reason. As I stared at her, she pulled off her mask, coughed directly at me, turned on her heel, and walked off. So apparently this Asian guy is saying that because of the virus, this white woman in the grocery store mocked me because I was Asian and coughed at me, because we all know where the virus came from. So her response was, white people, effing stop it. Your racism won't save you. Your ignorance is not an excuse. Save you from what? The virus? Save you from what? Is that a thread on Twitter? Save you from what? Why does she get to generalize an entire race of people? There are white people that are not racist. There are white people that can care less about race. So it's extremely foolish to take a brush and paint an entire race as if they all think like this allegedly racist woman in the grocery store. You see what I'm saying? Why do they get away with stuff like this? Let's go back to this. Here's another tweet. Just a reminder that white women are just as complicit in the upholding and enforcing white supremacy. She tweeted that in response to a tweet from Axios. Kaylee McKinney said Trump's description of the corona as Kung, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, was linking it to its place of origin. The term has been described as racist and offensive to Asian Americans, with Ms. Conway previously calling it highly offensive. So her response was, because these are white women talking about it, just a reminder that white women are just as complicit in the upholding and enforcing white supremacy. So she's very vague. She's very broad. So apparently to this woman that's representing Lucasfilms, that is a host of a, in my opinion, not a very big popular show, but I mean, you're representing a pretty massive organization, right? Why would you take such a broad brush? You don't think that there's little white girls out there that look up to Star Wars fandom or Star Wars stories or content? And there's little white girls out there that read stuff like this and are saying, is this representative at Lucasfilms talking about me? You probably have little white girls or little white kids out there that see this stuff and are like, they don't even know what, they don't consider race. They don't care. They just want to watch something dope on the big screen and they could relate to. You cannot take such a wide brush. You cannot use this as such a massive, massive, massive spectrum. When you say white people, when you say white women, you are saying all. You're literally putting them all in the same group. And that's irresponsible. Because not all white people are like that. Let's go back to this. I just wanted to show you guys some of her tweets. Here's another one, replying to some other people. Because white people can't let us have ish unless they can center themselves as the hero. So she's basically insinuating, as a Lucasfilms host, that white people won't let black people have anything unless they can center themselves as the hero of it. I guess the Black Panther doesn't mean anything, right? I mean, there's plenty of things you could point to. There's plenty of things in pop culture you can point to where black people are the center of attention and they're heroes. You can point to countless black multimillionaires in the music industry, in the movie industry, in the sports arena, football, basketball, baseball. There are countless stories of black heroes. Michael Jordan, the most influential sports figure in my opinion of all time, Michael Jordan. Talk about a hero. Talk about a story. Talk about an influential, centralized figure that has influenced millions of people, especially black people. Is Michael Jordan not a heroic figure? What? Did white people allow Michael Jordan to exist? Come on, dude. Let's get this back up. She has a bunch of crazy tweets. This person is insane. Here's one more. I'll give you guys one more. Before one person asks me why, it's because white people seem to think that black people exist as a monolith and only believe one way. They think that when one black person says something, we all feel that way. Basically, they're ignorant. And she was replying to a tweet about Kanye West. Here's the previous tweet. I don't want to see not one more think piece written by a white person about why they think all black people will vote for Kanye West. You sound dumb. And then she said it, and then this is why she said this. Before one person asks me why, it's because white people seem to think that black people exist as a monolith and only believe one way. They think that when one black person says something, we all feel that way. Basically, they're ignorant. And there's more tweets. There's more stuff that this person said, and she was being attacked online because she wasn't, let's pull out of this. She's not being attacked because she's black. If anything, this news outlet is exposing her racist tweets. This is kind of what the left does to everyone. No one gets a pass. Even Kevin Hart. Remember Kevin Hart had to step down from hosting because crazy leftist. He's black, bro. These crazy leftists, they went down his entire Twitter feed of its entire history and existence, and they found these tweets that were inappropriate against gay people, and they canceled the guy. He had to step down from hosting. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter your gender. If you don't believe or think the same way, you get canceled. And listen, when it happens to them, they turn around and they say, racist. They play the race card. Oh, she's being attacked because she's black. No, she's being attacked because she's racist, dude. Read the freaking tweets. Don't you find it hypocritical by this person? She says, I don't want to hear white people writing things about why black people should vote this way or vote that way. White people shouldn't be, you don't speak for all of us. When one black person speaks, they don't speak for all of us. But she turns around and makes tweets and comments speaking on behalf of the white race, saying that all white people are this. Hypocrite, dude. Come on, man. It's like Joe Biden. Come on, man. Your hypocrisy is ridiculous. Why do you get a pass to be racist? Why do you get a pass to speak on behalf and paint this broad brush? Entire all white people. They're all racist. They're all white supremacists. All white women enforce white supremacy. That's what your tweets say. You didn't specify and say, no, not all, but some, or a high majority. You just write straight up white people. So you have the right to come out and speak on behalf of the white race? Oh, but when white people start making comments about the black community, no, I don't want to hear anyone talk about this. You don't represent us. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Racist, 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 racist. It's a lie. It's hypocrisy. It's ridiculous. Gina Carano getting canceled is absolutely ridiculous. Because she won't put her pronouns up on Twitter or because she's making a joke out of it? She's a woman. Whatever happened to woman empowerment? Why do these people get away from this stuff? You cannot take something and demonize an entire race because you have some kind of bitterness in your heart. Someone that tweets stuff like that has obvious bitterness towards white people. And you can't be that way. You have to be more professional than that. You can't just paint this broad picture with a broad brush as if all white people think or act the same way. What the hell are you doing? There's an entire generation of young little white kids that are going to grow up seeing that stuff and being ashamed of their skin color when they don't even know what the hell anyone's talking about. They're just going to grow up thinking that it's bad to be who they are because you represent something that has influenced millions of kids. And now you're sending a message that because the color of someone's skin and what they are makes them bad or racist when they have nothing to do with it. Shame on you for doing such a thing because that is terrible. That's not what Star Wars is. That's not what represents Lucas. That's not what represents the original trilogy. Why would you do that? Because these people are racist. They really are. And they're defending her. And that's what they do. Look how Star Wars official Twitter account reacted to it, if we can get this up. This was the official Star Wars Twitter account's response. Our Star Wars community is one of hope and inclusivity. We do not stand for bullying and racism. We support Krystina. And it's like, dude, no one's bullying her. They're just exposing her. Like, that's what you guys do all day long. You find old tweets, you resurrect them and put them in news articles and destroy careers. You guys do this all day long. And when it happens to you guys, it's racist and it's bullying.